Today's patio chat is being brought to you locally by Westridge Furniture in Delphus. See it all at your finer outdoor furniture store.
We're going to talk about some safe sleep habits for kids and also about some summer safety since a lot of them are out of school. Joining us today with Allen County Children's Services, the Executive Director, Sarah Nolan. And thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having us, Holly.
Let's start out with this important thing, though, the ABCs of safe sleeping. And, you know, when I was reading the stuff you wanted to talk about, I was amazed how even locally we have so many deaths because kids aren't sleeping in the proper conditions, right?
Yes, we have unfortunately seen an increase of child fatalities due to safe sleep, not just here in Allen County, but all over the state of Ohio. So our agency is just trying to do our part and really push out those recommendations of the ABCs of safe sleep to hopefully prevent these fatalities.
Mm-hmm. Because it seems like a good idea. You know, I'm holding the baby, they're finally sleeping, I'm going to sleep with them. Is that the main thing that you have, that don't let the baby sleep in bed with you?
Yeah, the co-sleeping is usually where the tragedies do happen. So the recommendations from the Ohio Department of Health are for that baby to sleep alone on their back and in a crib or safe sleep surface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the ABC part. So alone, okay, that kind of makes sense, like you said. On the back, now that's the recommendations now?
That's the recommendation. It's been the recommendation for several years now, is that is the safest way for a baby to sleep.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about the crib, you want the crib to be empty, because I know back in the day with my kids, they're 30 now, you had the bumpers and it was okay for a blanket, but try not to do any of that now, right?
The current recommendation is that there's nothing else in the crib, and really one of our goals working with parents that may be involved with us is to make sure that everyone has that crib or that portable crib that that can be in the room so that you can have that baby close to you but has that separate sleep space.
Right, yeah. And that's the thing too. I mean, some people, if you don't have a crib, there's area agencies that you guys work with to help, at least with a pack and play or something that's a safe area for the baby to sleep in.
Absolutely. There are resources in our community for all parents to have a safe space. The health department provides cribs. If you're involved in our agency, we're going to make sure that you are linked to those resources.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, in Ohio and locally, the fatalities are going up. So it's just so important to get this messaging out right now.
It's absolutely important. You know, if we can prevent one tragedy, then we know we are doing our jobs.
Right, yeah. All right. Speaking of tragedies, we're heating up. I mean, we're going to be in the 90s later this week. You know, make sure your kids are safe in the car and don't leave them in the car, right?
Yeah, certainly don't intentionally leave your children in the car, but then every year we do have fatalities that we hear stories of situations where you've left your children in the car, maybe unintentionally. That baby could be sleeping in the back. And, you know, when those temperatures soar, like they're supposed to do this week, it doesn't take long before that temperature to be, could cause a fatality. So trying to just make people aware. There's recommendations. You can leave something in the back seat that you're going to want, to make sure that you don't forget. It sounds like, how could you ever forget? But every year we still get these stories.
Well, you change your routine and things like that. And so that's why, it can happen too. And don't even run into the store real quick or anything, because that's just long enough, right?
Yes. And, we get those reports every year where someone I just wanted to run in the store. And then they get distracted. And then, there's people that hopefully are making those reports to make sure those kids are safe.
And also car-related, distracted driving. I mean, don't do it. And don't do it when kids are in the car.
Yeah, so we always are trying to educate on that, especially with new teenagers driving. It's such a distraction to have that cell phone, and just have those conversations with your kids as they're learning to drive. No cell phones, don't use them, and be that example for them as well.
Right, yeah, exactly. And with summertime, we like pool safe, we like to go out to the pool, even like the kiddie pools and things like that, and just be extra aware during the summertime, right?
Yep, provide that adequate supervision, and just a great recommendation is get your children to swim lessons. It's just a basic life skill that could save their life. As kids want to be outside, and we all want to be outside, it's just a good time of year to remember all those things.
Yeah, even like when they're out and about riding their bikes and stuff, and we know the helmet save and just so many different things that, summertime fun, but just use the safety measures.
Summer comes with a lot of fun, but, we're trying to prevent whatever injuries that we can.
All right, very good. Well, thank you, Sarah, for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, don't go away. Nathan's back with a look at the weather forecast.